Hello and welcome to WDR TV. I am your host, Mike B. Here we are for another roundup of stuff going on in the world of board gaming and stuff, and here and everywhere. So, hello. Been a week. We did the Holy Grail video. I'm doing like a video, one of these a week, and then something else, and then one of these. So I have a break in between. It's just I can chill then. And to be fair, there isn't that much news, so. Although, having said that, this is a bumper crop this week. Jumping straight into stuff then. So, played.
What's Mike played? I really want to know what Mike's played. What you played, Mike? Oh, and you other guys.
Played a couple of things. Calm yourselves. Abomination, the Air of Frankenstein, which you would have seen appeared on my Grail list. We'll come back to that in a minute. But I did play a solo game of that, and it was good fun. I enjoyed it. The solo mode is not in the box. It's released by Plaid Hat on the website to play solo mode, and I played around with that, and I like what that's doing, and I'm looking forward to playing that. More on that. And then I played Mandal Stones, which is a new release from Board and Dice. I want to say that it's Board and Dice. I'm sure it is Board and Dice. Do it. Yeah, Board and Dice. They've kind of been on the outskirts of the publishing for a while. They put stuff out. Nothing of theirs has massively blown me away. And I don't mean in a horrible way, but I mean, I've played things like Multi-University Arium. I think that's how it was. It was okay. It was all right, but a lot of their stuff has kind of just flown under the radar of being okay to me personally. I know they've done some of the designs of the unpronounceable T-word games. There's a few of them. I played one of them. It was all right. Yeah, whatever. Aztec stuff. Anyway. They've done some cool stuff, but as a publisher, they've kind of flown under my radar. So Mandal Stones popped in. There was as a review copy, believe it or not. Lovely. Thank you very much, Board and Dice. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, I played this with the missus, who, if not a follower of this, is not a board gamer. Really not. And it's really painful. She just likes simple games. She just likes stuff, a couple of rule sets, so you can just get into it. She switches off if you're 20-minute rule explanation. So it has to be fairly simple, just so she can get it table, understand it, grok it, and play it, and then she engages, she enjoys it. Mandal Stones is just that. She did love Mandal Stones. It's very simple, real simple rule set, which is great, and you get cracking straight away with it. It's pretty simple to pick up. It's kind of Azul-ish. There's some really nice components of tiles and stuff. You're essentially matching colours and getting them, and you've got special abilities on your board. I'll do a review of this. I'll go into more detail of it. But it's an asynchronous, not asynchronous at all. It's a simple game. There's no theme really to it. There's theme there, but it's kind of not. It's just like Azul and all those sort of games. A pretty game you play, and that's it. Like chess-like almost. But yes, I rate that. That was really good. I don't know what the going rate of it is at the moment. I will do a full review to go the full thing. But if you're looking for a light, and it does play. It says 30 minutes to play on this. And that's what we played, 2-player, whizzed along. Once we knew what we were doing, we zipped through it really quickly. So very much impressed with that. Played that. That was very good, Mandal Stones. I really would suggest if any of that's up your alley and you like to Zor and all that sort of stuff, this does enough different and is kind of funky cool that if it's about 30 quid, pick it up because it's a good half-hour easy play. I will be cracking into that as a longer play account for the review, which is the next bit coming up. So news, that's doing news. I was going to cover the Golden Geeks. I already videoed some of that, and I was going to intersplice it into this video. However, I suspect this video is going to run long. So what I will say is, the Golden Geeks were this year, last year with the whole Wingspan debacle. They kind of tweaked it so that doesn't happen, but it was just generally, I'll run through it, but there's nothing blew my socks off. No major, nothing revelations. Probably some ball game gnashing of teeth over some of the categories and what turned up in it. But other than that, yeah, thoroughly unastounding, really. So we'll move swiftly on. Richard Halliwell, a UK British designer, sadly passed away in the last week. He'd had a rough period, which is a shame because when you looked more into it, he ended up on the streets. He was a lot of sickness and mental illness and I think drug addiction, which is really tragic. And I wish almost I'd known earlier, some of that that maybe something good, because I always felt, oh, what happened to Richard? He designed a few games of note and should have been a bigger leading name in the industry and should still be pumping out some really good games. And it's a real shame he's gone. He did Dark Future for Games Workshop, big box game, Mad Max combat on the roads. It is astoundingly good. He comes from a wargame background. It's a fucking fantastic game. I love it dearly. The only issue with it is it suffers from Games Workshop's earlier rulebook issues, and there's a thick rulebook because there's a lot of rules to this, and it takes probably an hour or so to actually digest all that again, go through it, set it all up, and play it. But once you know those rules, once you're playing that game, it is the best simulation of high-speed driving combat pursuit I have ever played, and it just works. The physics all work, everything. It just is beautiful. It's fantastic. It's just a bastard to teach and to play. I've kept it. I have it up there because I never get rid of it because it's cracking. Richard was responsible for a few really good things. I mean, he was 40k, one with 40k, the original with Rick Priestley. They were involved in that. He did Warhammer Fantasy Battle. He did a few standalone Warhammer Fantasy Battle things, and they were pretty cool as well. Just a bunch of stuff. Not massive output, but stuff he did. When I saw his name attached to something, I was like, ooh, that's going to be good. And it was. So Richard Halliwell sadly passed in the last week or so, which is a shame because nothing else I would have loved to see some more designs from him. In a brighter note, UK Games Expo is happening this year. It is going ahead with reduced numbers over the end of July through to the 1st of August, I think 29th of July. It's over that weekend. I'm trying to see if I can get hotel space for it. If I can, then I will go. I think there's a possibility I can, worst case, sleep on the floor at Tony's or somewhere. That's been offered on the cards. Yes, so it's going ahead. It's going to be at reduced numbers. So if you want to go for the weekend, I suggest you probably want to pick your tickets up earlier rather than later. I mean, they've sold quite a few. There's still spaces there, but potentially they could sell out. And then that would be annoying. So I bought tickets. I'm just going to take the punt and see what happens. I don't know how big an event it's going to be. There is talk that you're going to have tests before you go. Whether that'll still be the situation when it goes, because this is kind of a fast-moving situation. So we don't know. There's a lot of variables really in the air. The unlocking and lockdown, which is coming up next week. What the repercussions are to the infection rate at the moment is very low, especially in Hampshire. It's very low. But we don't know. And there's a new variant. So we really don't know. There's a lot of ifs, buts and maybes. But at the moment, it's going ahead. It's going to happen. Who's going to be there? What size is going to be? What's going to be going on? We don't know. There is no bring and buy. They have said that already. But there'll be stuff. We will see. But it's going on. And I haven't missed one so far since a few years back, so it'd be a shame to miss one. So I'll be there in some capacity. So a new company turned up on the works, a new board game publishing company, Bright Eye Games. They're being fronted. I'm saying fronted. He announced it. It's Mark Cook, who you will know as a giant bear of a man who's responsible for Aircon. And Aircon has got Rodney at it this next year. They've announced that as well. Moving on quickly. And other stuff. Anyway, they've announced their launch titles of their games, Bright Eye Games, their new publishing thing. They're going to be doing Waggle Dance, a reprint of Waggle Dance from Mike Nudd. Brilliant dice placement game about you playing bumblebees. Was originally released by, I think I'm going to say Gambling Games, I think it was. There was a whole kerfuffle, fuck up. They did a Kickstarter, didn't make the funding, basically, and the company folded. That's the very short version of it. It got ugly, it got messy. Ugh. Anyway, Waggle Dance game reprinted. Brilliant opportunity to grab that. It's a cracking game. Lovely game with Mike Nudd. Really good. Really enjoy it. Very recommended. Really good entry-ish level fun game. Great theme. They're also releasing Termite Towers, which is taking some of the Waggle Dance mechanisms. It's by Nudd again, and with termites. Don't know any more than that, but I liked Waggle Dance, so I'm instantly interested in that. And Core Quest, they will be doing the retail version of that, which was a Kickstarter a little while ago, very popular. Core, Dan Hunt, his daughter, they developed this dungeon crawl game for kids to play. Did really well on Kickstarter. They're doing the retail fund of that, and a secret project thing we don't know, which I'll try and find out what that is. Get him drunk maybe. Could be an expensive job, but we'll try. So there's that. Hopefully they'll be at the expo. There's the recent been kerfuffle flying around some of the Facebook groups I've seen, is a article by kind of like a whistleblower, some guy, student or whatever, worked at a UK board game publishing startup. They'd got a few Kickstarter projects under the belt, and in how his disillusionment of working with them and their dodgy practices. And some weird shit that went on. It's not painting whoever this company is in a great light. As of yet, that has not been outed. We don't know. There's lots of people with suspicions. I personally couldn't comment. But that's out, so have a look at that if you're of interest to you. But there we go. I've worked in the video game industry, and it was great, just to say. So I did that, and I've had some working in the board game industry. I worked with Dice and that, and again, it was a great experience. So, just take it pinch of salt. Moving on. So, yeah, that was my bonus. I got a bonus this month. So I treated myself to stuff, as you may have noticed. So number one off the bat, what I did was I treated myself to these. These are folded space, and these are board game organisers for Twilight Imperium. I don't own any board game things like that before. I've never been a big fan of it. I just use baggies. I like Twilight Imperium. It's our thing. It's the thing we play. I thought it was probably, if anything's worthy of it, it's Twilight Imperium. So that's bought. Got to build that. Really cool. We'll see how that works. Also, while I was doing the Twilight Imperium thing, as Bling would have it, I treated myself to the Twilight Imperium a galaxy mat. This is a big mouse mat size galaxy map. I'm not going to unroll it here. It's like 3 foot by 3 foot or something. But yes, that's my bling for that. That's my treats. I've even bought some sleeves coming. Aside from that, I picked up Abomination Heir of Frankenstein, which is on my Grail list, if you've seen that video. It was the kind of thrown on the end of it. It's been out of print. I saw it in the local Forbidden Planet. It was about 55 quid. It was a bit overpriced. That's probably what you could get it for, but I thought it's out of print. I'm going to treat myself. And it went for the till significantly cheaper than that by about 20 odd quid. So I picked that up at a bargain price. Very happy about that. Played solo game, as I said already. It's very good, very cool. You building monsters and murdering people. Very Frankenstein-y. Great. I picked up the Taskmaster game the other day because I saw it cheap. Just because I like Taskmaster. If you've not watched the TV show, I suggest you do. It's very funny, very entertaining. And the game actually looks, for a mass market thing, to be entertaining. And then The King's Dilemma, which is one that's been on my list, actually. It should have probably been on the Grail list as well for a while. Got it at a reasonably decent price, definitely way beyond what its RRP and what it was going for when Shut Up and Sit Down raved about it. I love the idea that this is kind of the Game of Thrones board game that we should have had, which is to do with all the Machiavellian backstabbing behind the crown and families, generational shit going on, making decisions, all that sort of stuff. Bullshit game almost. So yes, I will play that. I think it plays 5. I'm really toying with the idea, and I don't know how it would work, but trying to get Charlie involved because I'm sure Charlie would lap this shit up. But yes, so there's them. They're cool. So treat myself to those bits. I see Spartacus is getting reprinted from Gale Force 9. It's not the TV graphics and all that on it. It's art on this one now. Cartoonish art. Really good game, Spartacus. I highly recommend it. Definitely one of ours. I think I gave it one of our Stand to Attention awards, and it is worthy of a full erection. It is fantastic. So Spartacus, if you're in the fun for dice rolling, chucking and stabbing and shit like that, brilliant stuff. Yeah, cool. What else? So there's that. Oh yes, well these turned up the other day. Portal sent me a care package unannounced. So there's the Empires of the North, Egyptian Kings, the expansion of Empires of the North, which is kind of like, it's Period Settlers 2.0. I played it at the last expo a couple of years ago now, or maybe definitely a couple of years ago. And it is kind of Imperial Settlers, real polished down, really much faster, much cooler. I really enjoyed it. I don't own it at the moment, so I can't play this at the moment. However, I've seen it reasonably priced, so I might be tempted because I like Imperial Settlers, but it's a bit of a time eater. And me and Jamie played with Ignasi this before it became published, Empires of the North, and it was really good fun, really good. That Imperial Settlers vibe, but a lot faster. So I think I might take the dive just to play that because I'm tempted. Then the Moloch expansion 51st State, which I spoke about, I think definitely on the Portal live thingy I did. This is essentially allows you to play 51st State with an AI type opponent, the Moloch robot thing. Cool. I love 51st State. It is kind of the Imperial Settlers 1.5 almost, with an apocalyptic theme on top, and it's good fun. It's fast, it's nice, it's really cool. Got it over there, below Imperial Settlers. And then the Vienna Connection, which I was aware of coming, which I thought was an expansion for Detective. Their Monograph, which I really enjoyed, Detective, but no, this is a standalone version set in the 1970s during the Cold War. It sounds really cool, actually, reading it. It can be played solo, which is maybe what might happen. It's based on some factual things, but it's a standalone. And I didn't know that. I thought it was an expansion. So that's turned up, and I love the Detective games. I still need to play the entry-level one they did, that's season 1, which I might play with her indoors, because she might enjoy that. But this is definitely one. I don't think I'm going to get to a game group anytime soon with this, but I may well have a solo go at it because I like the theming of that. Sounds kind of cool. Thank you, Ignacy, for that. I will do a proper video separate to that with these, and I'll unbox them and we'll have a look inside what's going on. We're running long, I feel. We're running long. Then stuff I watched. I started watching Big Sky on Disney Plus. I think that's kind of cool. Good cast, murder mystery type thing. It's all right. It's not fantastic. Watched the autopsy of Jane Doe the other day with the wife. Scared of shitless. She didn't enjoy that. Fantastic. Really good movie if you've not seen it. It's by the director of Troll Hunter, and it's got Brian Cox in it, Emil Hirsch. It's their mortuary undertakers. They're performing an autopsy on this Jane Doe character that's been found, and shit goes sideways kind of quickly. Got lots of cool. It's got a bit of Lovecrafty-ish sort of that sort of madness thing in there. It's got lots of cool stuff going on. Really good. Great cast. Cox is fantastic. He's just a brilliant actor. So yes, strongly advised. Have a look at that. That's great. Other than that, some other treaty bits I had. Picked up Deathline. Just go over this quickly. 1970s British horror movie directed by Gary Sherman, who did Dead or Buried, I think it was. This is just a weird movie. Donald Pleasance, Christopher Lee's briefly in this. It's about a family, a bunch of workers that are basically crushed or buried underground while they're building the London Underground. They survive over the generations into a cannibalistic group, and they sneak out. One of them really sneaks out and murders various people on the tube. Donald Pleasance is a inspector trying to hunt them down and sort it out. It's very gory in places. It's got a real grisly, almost for 1970s British. It's not it's gothic-ish, but it's more sort of channeling the Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes to it. Almost really a British Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of. Really good, using all those sort of classic of cannibals lost in the wilderness type stuff. I love this shit anyway. Anyway, it's a weird movie. If you've never seen it, I've never heard of it. It was also called Raw Meat in the States. Fucking great, really weird. So it was for a tenner on Blu-ray in a restored edition. I've got to have that. Edgar Wright is a big fan of this, so he knows his shit. Other than that, I picked up another one, which is another hard to find, is No Escape. This is called Escape of Absalom, but this came out as No Escape when it came out in the 90s. Ray Liotta in a leading man role. Stuart Wilson as a kind of Hans Gruber, post-apocalyptic Hans Gruber. It's directed by the guy who did GoldenEye, whose name has now escaped me. I don't know why. And I'm not got my glasses. I'm not going to remember. Anyway, it's a futuristic prison thing. There's basically Ray Liotta is ex-army suffering PTSD. He's killed his commanding officer. Gets dumped into this feral wasteland where you've got the good guys and the bad guys in different camps, cannibal, post-apocalypse shit, and stuff about great cast. Lance Henriksen, a bunch of Brits in there, loads of familiar faces you'll see. As Stuart Wilson's the big bad. He was the bad guy in Lethal Weapon 3, and I think he did this just before that. Cracking movie. Ray Liotta, I love Ray Liotta, and he's perfect in this because he's kind of a bit edgy and he's kind of anti-hero-ish, and he's a real lost gem. It's really hard to track down. Probably download it if I'm honest with you, but I tracked down a German disc that works, and yes, I have that. Last couple of bits, I picked up Aliens Fanax, which I kind of like the idea of that. Go read on it. It's about a medieval world with aliens on it. Sounds kind of cool. And also Alien into the Charybdis. I'm not going to pronounce that right. By Alex White. He did Alien Cold Forge, which was really good, actually, really cool. And this is set kind of in the same storyline. I believe it has knockbacks to that. And they're really good. I'm reading some Alien books because I'm going to try and run an RPG game. Alien RPG. I've got the starter set coming. And I want to run one of the cinematic scenarios either for the Sunday night or the Friday night group. I don't know yet. Homework assignment. And then I picked up Seth Rogen's yearbook because Seth Rogen makes me laugh. And he's a huge pothead. That's kind of it. I'm going to play board games this weekend. We officially come out of lockdown on Monday, so fuck it. I'm going to play Saturday night. I'm going to play some board games with the Friday night crew, and then Sunday night we're going to play board games with the Sunday night crew. I don't know what I'm going to play yet, but I'm going to play some board games. Fucking A. So have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. It's really nice to catch up. I'll be catching up soon. That was a massive information download. I appreciate that. There was not time for laughs and jokes and japes, was there? Anyway, I've been Mike B. This has been Who Does Rolls. That was a big splurge of news. Big in your face of news. Bukaki. And on that bombshell, I'll be getting out of here. Goodbye.
Bye.